Mornings, it's Mr. Eccles here, and I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what Year 4 will be doing in Autumn 2. Our topic this half term is I Am Warrior, and this topic explores the Roman Empire and the impact that that had on Britain. Through our history lessons, we'll be looking more deeply into what the Roman Empire was and the history that we have with the Roman Empire. We'll also be going on a trip to Bosworth Battlefield, which will help inform the children's historical knowledge a little bit more and let them have a bit more of a feel for what happened in these times. This topic also links into our geography, as we'll be using map work to look at maps of the Roman Empire back then and what Britain looks like today, what Rome looks like today, and comparing the two. We'll also be doing some Spanish, which links into our geography, all about giving directions, taking directions, and being able to fluently say locations in Spanish language. In science this half term, we are looking at electricity. We'll be creating simple circuits and naming the parts of the circuit, such as the ball and the wires and the battery. And we'll also be looking into what makes a good insulator and what makes a good conductor in our science lessons. In RE, our question this half term is, why do people pray? We'll be using our knowledge from Hinduism last half term, as well as knowledge from other religions throughout our school life, such as Christianity and Islam and Judaism and Sikhism, to see why people pray, what they do when they pray, and what kind of comfort praying brings to them. In computing, we've got a really fun topic this half term, which is creating a podcast. Through this, we're going to be recording our own voices using technology, editing them, recording sound, editing that, and creating a podcast that people might want to listen to, and using different techniques on the iPads and computers to make these podcasts more interesting. In music this half term, we are creating our own motifs. A motif is a short piece of music. So we're going to come up with our own piece of music, be able to play this, and then adapt that music into different rhythms and different melodies as we go through our music lessons. In DT this half term, as we're getting closer to Christmas, we are going to be analysing Christmas stockings and the purpose of these and the function of these before designing our own, then creating our own using our sewing skills, and finally decorating and evaluating our stockings. And then in maths this half term, we are looking at finishing off our subtraction unit from last half term. So we're just looking at the different subtraction methods we used and which one might be more effective when using them in problems. We'll also be looking into our multiplications. We are going from 0 all the way up to 12 this half term. We're doing lots and lots of multiplication. So getting ourselves ready for our multiplication table check at the end of the year. To support with the multiplications at home, it would be really useful if the children have any spare time on an iPad or a phone to practice their TT Rockstars. When completing multiplication questions, there are many ways that we can help our children and that they can help themselves. So for 6 times 3, I know my 3 times table. So I know that it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I know the answer will be 18 because I've counted 3 6 times. If I was trying this a different way, I might be more strong with my 6 times tables. And I might know it'd be quicker to do 6 3 times than 3 6 times. So if I know my 6 times table, I know it's 6, 12, 18. Because I've counted 6 3 times. If I'm really struggling with my times table, I can always draw it out. So I know that I have 6 plates, and each plate has 3 biscuits. So I have 6 lots of 3, or you could always do 3 lots of 6. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way you can just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And the same with this way. Another way of completing this would be saying, well, I know my 3s, so I know that 6 is made of 3 and 3. So I know that 3 times 3 is 3, 6, 9. And again, 9. And I'll just add these two together to again create 18. There are lots of different ways that we can support ourselves with our times tables. We could also use resources with us, like our base 10. But the more we practice on TT Rockstars, the speedier we can get with our times tables, which will help more times table facts.
Hello Year 4, Miss Enza here, and I am going to be explaining what we will be learning in our English this half term. So we will be incorporating our learning through our history lessons. The children will start by writing a soliloquy from the point of view of a Roman soldier. They will be using first person to write about their thoughts as they learn to adapt to their new lives in Roman Britain. For this style of writing, one of the main features that the children will use is a fronted adverbial of time. Fronted adverbials are fronted because they have been moved to the front of the sentence before the verb. In other words, fronted adverbials are words or phrases at the beginning of a sentence used to describe the action that follows. Fronted adverbials of time usually answer the question when. So if I wrote a main clause or an independent clause that said the battle began, I could make this sentence more engaging for my reader by adding a fronted adverbial of time. For example, in January the battle began, or at sunrise the battle began. The children can practice using fronted adverbial phrases at home in everyday discussions. If they said a sentence such as, I brushed my teeth, they could add a fronted adverbial phrase to say, this morning I brushed my teeth, or at bedtime I brushed my teeth. I will go through a few examples now of how this will look in writing form and how we punctuate fronted adverbial phrases so that the children can have a go at this at home also. I can't wait to see what the children write in the weeks to come during their English lessons, and I'm sure that their writing will continue to develop as it did do in Autumn 1. Thank you. So here I have an example of an independent sentence. I put on my armour. I'm now going to add a fronted adverbial phrase to make this sentence more interesting and give the reader more information. So, when I woke up, I put on my armour. Okay, and then to punctuate a fronted adverbial phrase, we have to place a comma after the fronted adverbial phrase, and of course a full stop to show that my sentence has been complete. So when I woke up, comma, I put on my armour.
So I hope that your children are all excited for our new topic, and on Myon we've put on some suggested reading books. We've got lots of Roman books on Myon that the children can read to get informed about their topic so they can share in class, and they'll have lots to learn about when we go to our trip. Thank you. Bye.